So you should have already read the poem or listened and watched to the poem with the visual image from the YouTube video that I included. So I'm just going to go through and kind of break it apart for you so you can understand a little bit better what each part means. So let me open up the sketching and make sure we have a good color here. And we'll get started. So we have first, well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't always been no crystal stair. Okay, so we have this first two lines. Life for me ain't always been no crystal stair. What do you think this crystal stair is about? Life. So we're talking about life here. And life is not this. Has not been this. And so when we're looking at crystal, what are some things we think of when we think of crystal? We think of smooth, and let me change that. I don't necessarily like how thick that is. Let's do this. So we have smooth, maybe good, easy. So these are really the words that are trying to represent crystal here. So life for me ain't always been no crystal stair. Life for me hasn't always been smooth or good or easy. It had tacks in it, and if you looked at and watched the video, you would have seen that tacks is referring to like those pins that we push on the wall to put up a poster or a paper. So tacks have points and they kind of hurt, they're annoying. Splinters, same thing. Boards torn up. So these are all representative of difficulties. And oops, let me undo that. So let's write that in here. Difficulties, challenges, and so on. Okay, so right here so far we've seen an example of extended metaphor. And let me write that for you right here. Extended metaphor. Or metaphor, really, we see a varied example, and it's extended because it's not just one line, but several lines of metaphors. Life for me ain't always been no crystal stair. So here we're seeing the comparison. Remember, metaphors are comparison. Two unlike things that do not use the word like or as, and typically are going to use the word is. So life, and here ain't, isn't, that's where it comes from. Life isn't a crystal stair. Life isn't easy, is what it's really saying here. Of course, this is figurative language. Life could never be a stair that is made of crystal, but it's trying to give us the impression of a more metaphorical way of expressing life and how it is, what it is not for this woman speaking to her son. Life has had tacks. Of course, life, you don't walk around and your life has tacks on it. Your life does not have splinters. Splinters are those little wood pieces that get into your fingers. Your life can't have that, literally. It's a figurative speech. And boards torn up. Life cannot have that. But here we're seeing a comparison, again, a metaphorical comparison of life to tacks, to splinters, to boards, and you're seeing life being compared you're seeing life being compared to the crystal stair. And places with no carpet on the floor. Okay, so let's think about carpet. Okay, carpet, why do we have carpet on the floor? Carpet on the floor serves us as a cushion, as something that makes it soft and more comfortable to walk on and step on. So, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I've been climbing on and reaching landings, reaching. So this woman is talking about how she's been climbing on. Is she climbing on the stairs of life? Not literally. She is not literally climbing on the stair, but she is figuratively walking through life. She is working hard to get through her life and all of the challenges, and it feels like she's climbing because she's constantly having to go up, and it's exhausting. Reaching landing. Think about when you get to the top of the stairs. Top of the stairs is the landing. It's where you're comfortable. You get there, and it's a little comfortable. Turning corners. You know, corners, usually when you're turning a corner, you don't know what's in sight. You don't know what's about to happen. And again, this is metaphorically representing how she has to be on the lookout for all of the challenges that she's going to face as a woman, as a mother. And this is specifically written by Langston Hughes during the Renaissance, Harlem Renaissance. And so this is actually specifically to race, an African American woman dealing with racial prejudice and racial issues during this time. Sometimes going in the dark. Dark is symbolic of the tough times. And let's write some of these things in. So tough. Whoops. So right here, climbing, so walking through the, or not walking, let's say facing, which is another figure of speech, facing life and the challenges. Right? And then here, the dark, you know, again, sometimes it's dark, so it's not so happy, sad, not so happy. Okay, and then where there ain't been no light, again, symbolic and supportive of that. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you turn back. Don't you, whoopsie. Don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So right here we can see this, the tone kind of changes a little bit. She's talking about all the difficulties, how hard, you know, she's facing life, the challenges, the sadness, the not so happy moments, right? But she's speaking to her son, and she is telling her son, don't you turn your back. Does she mean literally don't turn your back? No, she's saying don't you walk away from the difficulties and the challenges that you are about to face in life. You keep walking. You don't sit down. You don't relax in this life. You keep pushing. Even when things are difficult, you keep pushing. You don't fall. I'm still going. I'm still walking this difficult and challenging life. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Life for me has not been smooth. Life for me has not been good. It has not been easy. But I'm still climbing. I'm still going. And so here we see a change of tone and perhaps mood for you as the reader. You see her, you know, it's again, she starts off and it's hard, but then she turns it and she's trying to motivate her kiddo, and she's trying to let him know, you know, there's no walking away from this. You're gonna have to keep going. You're gonna keep working. You're gonna keep facing these difficult times, and you're going to make it. You know, life hasn't been easy for me either, but we're gonna keep walking this path of life. Okay, so the tone changes here, and she motivates and helps her son face the reality that life isn't easy, but you must keep going. Right? So that's where we're at here. I don't know if I can change the font. Let's see if I could change it so it's a little bit smaller. Make sure you see it. There we go. So tone, again, tone. The tone is the word choice of the author. And so the author, again, is starting off with the tacks, the splinters, the climbing. And here you can see a change of tone, maybe more so the mood, because you see that it's kind of sorrowful. You're sad. It's tough. You realize this woman has been living a very difficult life. And then she turns it and says, don't you turn your back. Don't you sit down and relax. It's going to get hard. You're not going to fall, though. I'm still going. I'm still climbing. And life for me is not and has not been no crystal stair. So there you have it, guys. That is the breakdown of Mother to Son. This is a very powerful poem. This was written in 1922, 98 years ago. Almost 100 years ago from today. And listen to how relevant this poem still is today. How relevant, how much does it actually still apply? So what you're supposed to do here with the theme, tell me, what lesson do you learn from this? What are you getting from this? What is mom telling us? And then, so identify the theme. What is the lesson? Again, think about what is a lesson. I broke it down for you. All of these pieces, right? And then give me clues as to why you think this is the overall lesson. So if you're going to tell me, the lesson is to love all and be peaceful, where does it say that in this text? That is not the lesson. Just want to clarify. There's nothing here that indicates, be peaceful and love everybody. No. What is the lesson? Think about the lesson and give me the clues. Okay? You got this, guys. This is your last real assignment for the school year. You made it.